2025, and if no one is going to say it, I don't think anyone has said this, but if no one is going to say it, I will say it. This video is to rant. I plan to make a series of video focusing on hair relaxer, but this I need to get it out of the way before I say anything on this channel. Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing good. So this is 2025, and I'm not going to say anything, because if I say something now, I know I will not go, I will not disappoint this year. Let me just leave it at that. I'm not going to promise or say anything. I am here January, and my plan is to be here till the end of the year. So straight into the business. Today we are going to be talking about hair relaxers. So for 2025, I think for the first quarter, my focus would be on how to relax, how to give a very good relaxer treatment. It's going to be about relaxers. So if you're new here, my name is Mary. I am a hairstylist. I like to call myself a cosmetologist because I don't just do hair, I do a lot of things. But that aside, for the sake of this video, I am going to call myself a hairstylist. So I am a hairstylist, but I major in hair care. Today I am going to be talking to you about how to relax your hair yourself at home. Just that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen because this is 2025, and if no one is going to say it, I don't think anyone has said this, but if no one is going to say it, I will say it. This video is to rant. I plan to make a series of video focusing on hair relaxer, but this I need to get it out of the way before I say anything on this channel. This is 2025. If you're still watching YouTube videos on how to relax your hair yourself, then there is an issue. Sorry, there is an issue. Okay, let me get serious. The thing is, you can't relax your hair by yourself. Normally, professionally, you are not meant to relax your hair by yourself. We can do a lot of things by ourselves. The human can, as human beings, we are capable of doing a lot of things by ourselves. But I'm sure we all don't do everything by ourselves. Let's take for instance, we don't administer we don't inject ourselves, like a normal person, a sane person. You don't inject yourself when you get sick. Let's say maybe you're down with malaria and you know it's malaria, or maybe you go to a lab, you run a test and it told you it's malaria. You can go on Google to Google the treatment, to look for the treatment you can use, injection, drugs like tablets, and things to make you feel better. But I am sure a lot of us don't do that. Why? Because we see these things like injection, and for the most part we see them as sacred things we leave for the professionals to handle. Same thing goes for your hair relaxer. It's a drug for the hair. I don't know how I'm going to say this, but I may not look like it. You may not see much or much of that on my channel here, but I am so in love with the hair. It's I don't want to sound too crazy, but my thing is, relaxer is a drug, but for the hair. I've been getting a relaxer treatment. It's a surgery, but for the hair. It is not something you are meant to buy off the shelf and apply by yourself. We have people who spend years in school studying these things. Relaxer treatment is a surgery, but for the hair. We are not meant to go buy them off the shelf and apply. Okay, fine, you would say people do it, a lot of people do it. You forget that a lot of people do these things for content. They do these things for YouTube content. We've seen people that can do cornrows, serious cornrows by themselves. Like I said earlier on, as humans, we are capable of doing a lot of things by ourselves if we put our mind to it. But it doesn't mean that everything we do by ourselves is right. It doesn't mean that if we do everything by ourselves, most things by ourselves, it's the best option for us. No. This is 2025. Let us do away with trying to relax our hair, DIY. We have people doing it, yes, but we don't live with them every day. Like, they only show you the content, they don't show you the aftermath. Of course, a lot of people can get away with it, right? This is to also show you that, this is saying that our bodies, the same way our bodies are different, it also applies to our hair. What will ruin my hair might not ruin your hair. What will ruin your hair might not ruin your friend's hair, or your sister's hair, or your, you know, your mom's hair. What will ruin your body might not ruin the other person's body. We have like different you know, tendencies as human beings. So if you watch a video online showing you how to do hair relaxer, how to like relax your hair by yourself, but that's procedure to ruin your hair, but it didn't ruin the person's hair, you know, the person who did the video. So to be on the safe side, I don't think people like say this much. You cannot DIY your hair relaxer. This is why we have a lot of negative, when I see negative reviews about relaxer, I tend to like, I'm not always happy most of the time, because I'm like, you played with fire, saw the fire and you put your hand in it. You can't DIY you don't even have the right to DIY your relaxer treatment and come out saying relaxer is bad, relaxer will damage your hair, stick to natural hair. You didn't do it the right way, so you don't even have that right to come out to say that. And for the people that probably use a hairstylist and still come out with, most people are in this category. You use the hairstylist and at the end of the day you still have these, you know, hair problems, hair issues, your hair probably start breaking, or you know, you just, you know, add complications from the relaxer treatment. That is different. And this is why I am starting this series also this year, because I am not only going to be talking to people receiving the treatment, I am also going to be talking to people giving out the treatment, because I have been doing hair. I've been doing hair for the past 10 years, over 10 years, and I ventured into hair care like 5-6 years ago, and my main focus has been on relaxer. So I have done a lot of relaxer treatments on a lot of hairs, and I've seen the reactions, you know, even stories that clients bring to, you know, my table, and these are just things that are very minor, and if only the person who did the treatment knew, I'm sure such clients wouldn't, you know, that client wouldn't have, you know, gone through that problem. So that is why I'm going to be also focusing on people giving the treatment. So the purpose of this video, I have been ranting, so the purpose of this video is that stop DIYing your relaxer treatment. It is not proper, it is not right. You are going to have complications. Imagine you might get away with it, you know, the first, second, third time, but when the problem will start coming, when the issues will start arising, you will think is, you know, maybe it's from the last treatment you did. You won't know that this is a problem that has accumulated and just, you know, jumped into your face, you know, at that moment. It has been accumulating for a long time, ever since you started using relaxer. So relaxer treatment is not something you can do yourself. If you're doing a touch-up, for instance, you need to see your new growth. Your touch-up is meant to be on the new growth, not your old hair. And I don't understand. Okay, if you use a mirror to see your new growth in front, how do you see it on the side? Even if you see it on the side, how do you see it at the back, in the middle? How do you see that? We have mirrors for that, you will tell me, but it's not going to be accurate. It cannot be accurate. And what works for the person you are, you know, watching a DIY on YouTube, what worked for her might not work for you. You guys have different hair types. For crying out loud, you can't, you know, just to save yourself from the whole stress and everything, go to a professional hair salon to get your relaxer treatment done. If you're going to say you're learning DIY because getting a relaxer treatment is expensive, you can't tell me it's as expensive as getting your lash done, getting your nails done, and you do these things conveniently. So why are you, concerned about spending money on your hair? I am sure if the hair is something that does not grow back, people will be more careful. We feel, okay, if my hair has an issue, I will just cut it off and grow it back. I think that is why a lot of people take the hair for granted. If the hair is not something you can grow back, I am sure nobody will be watching DIYs on YouTube about hair relaxers. Are we even going to talk about the people who over process just because they want bone straight hair? You sit down with relaxer on your scalp for over an hour. I was trying to make a point earlier about people who spend years in school, cosmetology school, learning how to apply relaxer, learning how to do it correctly, the professional way, and you think a 10 minutes or 5 minutes video on YouTube or TikTok or anywhere you got the video from, telling you how to do this thing by yourself is what works, or is what will work, or is the best option. I don't think that's a smart way to do this. I guess I'll just have to end this video here because it's already too long and I keep filming and it keeps stopping. So I'm going to end this video here while for my next video I'm going to look for ways to resolve this. So if there is anything you are meant to take away from this video, is that in 2025 let us stop doing DIY for relaxers. Okay, let us stop doing. You're not meant to. It's not right. If you didn't take anything away from this video, please just know that if you have anybody who does DIYs on relaxer treatments, just tell them it's not right. Just spend that money, like go to a professional hair salon, like professional hair stylist, and get it done. It's just something you do maybe once in 3 months or twice a year or 3 times in a year, or for some people once a year. So I think that money you're going to spend, you spend more than that on a normal day. So just use a professional. Your hair needs that respect. Stop treating it anyhow just because you can grow it back. We should wrap it up. So if you got to this point, you are a darling and I love you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I drop a post like this. If this is the kind of post that you like, because this is what I'm going to be channeling all my energy into for this year. So if this is the kind of video you like, please hit the subscribe button and like this video, share to those you know might need it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.